Hi, this is a demo video for my B58 assembly project. Thanks for your patience, since you might have seen similar stuffs over and over again. And now, as you can see, when I press S, the game starts, and the doodler changes its direction based on the key I pressed. The first clip, which is now playing, is the demonstration of the basic functionality, and I will skip it since the major part of milestone 1 to 3 can be showed in the later parts. Now it comes to milestone 4. As you can see clearly that the scoreboard is on the right up corner of the screen, and the score dynamically increases as the doodler hits a higher platform, and the points earned depends on the distance between the last two platforms it jumps on, and the score will be kept when the game is over. I don't want to spoil anything for the features in milestone 5, so we will come back to it afterward. And I set the score limit to be 999 since the game will be too difficult to play beyond that point. And now it comes to the dynamic increase in difficulty part. In my project, the speed of the doodler will increase whenever the player gets 100 more points. In other words, the speed changes depends on the score the player earned. And also, as you can see clearly, there are two more special types of platform, the moving one and the white colored one. They are designed for increase the difficulty, and I will further explain later. So when a player hits a higher score, the possibility of these two special types of platform generated will be greater, so it could be difficult for the types of platform generated will be greater, though it might not be that evident through the demo video. And this is what the speed like when you hit 700 scores. It is clearly faster and more difficult to play. And now let's come to milestone 5. As mentioned in previous sections, I created two more types of platforms to increase the game difficulty. The moving one clearly just moves all the time, and I created another type. I call it the edge platform. As it names, only the edge of the platform can be stepped, which is colored in the same color with the normal platform, and the remaining part, as you can see, the white part is fragile, so the doodler cannot step on it. If the doodler do so, it will fall. And for 5C, I created rockets and spring for boosting. If a doodler falls down on a rocket which is painted in blue, then it will be boosted for a long distance in a short time, as you can see from the changes in the score. And if the doodler falls down on a spring which is printed in gray, then it will be boosted for a short distance in a short time instead. There are two things I want to mention. First is that the player input are disabled during the boosting period, and also the doodler can only get boosted when it falls down. And for 5D, I think my project at least looks better than the demo, though I might be poor at picking the colors, but it certainly has more features in displaying the game content compared to the demo. You may have noticed that the doodler has two eyes, which reminds the player the direction the doodler it is facing, and the doodler facing direction will change based on the user input. In other words, it faces left when it hits a J, and it faces right when it hits a K, just as what is designed in the original version of Doodle Jump. And I have my screen continually scrolling instead of refreshing completely when it hits the top, and according to the Piazza, that this can be considered a feature for 5D. Moreover, I created animation for the doodler falling when the game is over, and when it hits the bottom, it stops, and the GG, which is short for good game, will be printed in the screen. It is floating, so mention the player that the game is not frozen. Press S, and we can restart easily. And also, it has a goal printed whenever the game starts to mention the player for the game has started. And this is what I added for start and game over screen graphics. And at last is a complete demo, and I have 3 more points to mention. First is that all the collisions are checked based on the last rows of the doodler. In other words, all the 5 blocks are regarded as legs for the doodler, not only the 3 legs that is printed, since I can only represent the legs in this way on this bitmap, and I hope you understand what I meant. And for point 2 is that don't forget to reset the bitmap when we run the program. Sometimes bugs might occur. Last is that in the previous video, the screen of 2 demo paths might get mixed for 1 second when it changes from the previous one to the next one. It is because it is the special effect of changing screen for the video editing application, and it is not because of the bugs in this project. And that's almost what I want to share with you about my project. Thanks again for your patience, and hoping you enjoy playing my game.